Bigfoot, legendary half-man, half-ape, is no longer a legend. He's very, very real.
In a world where truth can often be stranger than fiction, the creators of The Simpsons seem to know something we don't when it comes to predicting things in the future, having previously been correct about the invention of smartwatches and the horse meat scandal. Some of these events can be guessed only by following the world news, like Greece having an economic meltdown or FIFA officials being arrested on corruption charges. Yet still some specific events that aired on The Simpsons predicted future events quite accurately. After 31 seasons and well over 600 episodes, here are the few of the times where The Simpsons predicted the future. It's a mixture of good news and sad news, so brace yourself. When did it happen in real life? We're used to The Simpsons predicting the future at this point, perhaps not this specifically though.
Wow, the future is here!
The series somehow managed to predict the events of 2020 way back in 1993. The episode Marge in Chains features Springfield's residents panicking over a dangerous few Asian superflu dubbed Osaka flu. When an angry mob confronts Dr. Hibbert for a cure, he tells them anything he could offer would only be a placebo.
The only cure is bed rest. Anything I give you would only be a placebo.
Where do we get these placebos?
Maybe there's some in this truck.
Stop! I am one of you!
So naturally, the mob starts rioting, looking for the placebo, which results in a truck full of killer bees being overturned. Even writer Bill Oakley had to admit the show called that one. Dangerous few diseases, hysterical mobs, and deadly stinging insects? That's 2020 in a nutshell.
Our bullets are useless. They're useful on me.
He wanted to be the best basketball player that he could be. And as I got to know him, I wanted to be the best big brother that I could be.
By far, this was the most shocking. Like, how could they? If the Osaka flu episode is not one of the most convincing Simpsons predictions, Kobe Bryant's death in Legend of Chamberlain Heights sure is. The episode End of Days aired in November 2016 and highlights a chain of events eerily similar to Kobe Bryant's death. The scene shows Kobe's helicopter crashing with the Lakers legend stuck in a burning chopper, which later explodes, killing the basketball legend. It's truly sad, but we are still curious as to how the writers of The Simpsons could come up with such a story. Number 6 is predicting Super Bowls. The initial airing of the football-centric episode came only a few days before Super Bowl 26, where Lisa correctly predicted the Washington Redskins would win. A year later, the staff decided to dub in the name of what year's competing teams, and they were once again correct with their call on the Dallas Cowboys as victors. The redubbings continued with moderate success over the next few years, finishing with another accurate prediction of the San Francisco 49ers over the San Diego Chargers in Super Bowl 29. Number 5 is Lady Gaga's Super Bowl halftime show.
All my monsters are beautiful, disco-stutiful, square-rootiful.
Lady Gaga's episode had a very similar choreography to her Super Bowl halftime. Lady Gaga stunned the world when she performed an incredible Super Bowl halftime show in 2017, even jumping through the roof in a harness. But Gaga actually played herself in an episode of The Simpsons in 2012, as she was seen performing Poker Face in Springfield with very similar dancing to her 2017 performance. Number 4, Disney buys 20th Century Fox.
Homer Simpson here, proud addition to the Disney family and soon appearing on Disney+. I, for one, salute our new corporate overlords. Now, family, put on the mouse ears. You only get one chance to make a first impression.
I don't wanna, I'm not gonna, you can't make me.
Put on the ears, boy. Marge? What's up? This is a great honor.
Take it, Maggie.
The episode When You Dish Upon a Star that originally aired in 1998, Ron Howard and Brian Grazer produced a script Homer pitches. The script is being produced at 20th Century of Fox, and a sign in front of the studio's headquarters reveals that it is a division of Walt Disney Co. On December 14, 2017, Disney purchased 21st Century Fox for an estimated $5.2 billion, acquiring Fox's film studio, in addition to a bulk of its television product assets. The media conglomerate also has access to popular entertainment properties like X-Men, Avatar, and The Simpsons. Number 3, Siegfried and Roy Tiger Attack. This is one of the Simpsons predictions that made me tip my hat to the writers. Let's have a look. So Mr. Burns decided to build a casino in Springfield with 2 white trained tigers to entertain the guests. During the episode, the magicians are viciously mauled by a trained white tiger while performing in the casino. And guess what? 10 years later, Roy Horn of Siegfried and Roy was attacked by one of the white tigers during a live performance by Montecore, just as similar as in the show. We are glad he survived the attack, but he sustained severe injuries from the attack. Some people consider this coincidence to be a bit more understandable given the dangers of working with wild animals, but The Simpsons acted on it and it eventually happened, and that makes it weird. Number 2, the US wins gold in curling. In the episode Boy Meets Curl, which aired in February of 2010, one of the show's main international trips, Homer and Marge get drafted into the US curling team for the 2010 Winter Olympics. Despite the odds against them, they were able to sweep Sweden and win the gold medal. Sure, it's a more educated guess than remarkable prescient ability, but it's still pretty neat. Sweden has always been spectacular at curling, so it's natural they would have made the US foils. However, The Simpsons still predicted a gold medal in curling against Sweden, and 8 years later, it did happen. And at number 1, the introduction of autocorrect.
Hey, Dolph, take a memo on your Newton. Beat up Martin. Bah!
School bullies Carney and Dolph make a memo to beat up Martin on a Newton device in an episode of The Simpsons that aired in 1994. The memo gets quickly translated to Eat Up Martha, an early foreshadowing of autocorrect frustrations. The Simpsons was lampooning Apple's underwhelming Newton, the iPhone's ancient ancestor, that had just been released, and included shoddy handwriting recognition, according to Fast Company. Nitin Ganatra, former director of engineering iOS applications at Apple, told Fast Company that this particular moment on The Simpsons served as an inspiration to get the iPhone keyboard right. We've been looking at a myriad of things The Simpsons have seemingly predicted over the decades on the screen, but what about crazy events that are still yet to come true? Keep watching to find out. Horse meat scandal. This one was a bizarre episode, and in 1997, The Simpsons included a short clip of dinner ladies at Springfield Elementary bulking up the school diners with horse meat. The story bears uncanny resemblance to reports that emerged later in 2013 of horse meat being served to UK school children. A headline reading "Horse in School Diners," which discussed a government investigation into school diners, appeared on the front page of The Sun in February 2013. Let's have a look at this story. Donald Trump's rise to power. The Simpsons correctly and shockingly predicted Donald Trump would be America's president in an episode aired way back in 2000. In the show, Lisa refers to inheriting quite a budget crunch from President Trump. We won't talk much on this, as we're all familiar with how it went down.
As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump. How bad is it, Secretary Van Houten?
We're broke.
The country is broke.
So far, we have seen some of The Simpsons' greatest real-life predictions, but what about the crazy events that are still yet to come true? Number 1, Big Ben goes digital. Big Ben has been made many appearances in The Simpsons over the years, and on more than one occasion has been seen with a digital clock face rather than the traditional analog. While we wonder whether anyone will let the iconic landmark be digested, it wouldn't be the craziest thing we've seen come to fruition on the series. Mind you, with Big Ben they also made it blast off into space, but that might take a little more time to come true. Should we let Big Ben be or make The Simpsons prediction reality? Robots turn on humans.
robots will eventually turn against their masters and run amok in an orgy of blood and kicking and the biting with the metal teeth.
How much time do we have, Professor?
Well, according to my calculations, the robots won't go berserk for at least 24 hours.
We hope this only happens in movies, as we don't want a world ruled by robots. In 1994, we saw The Simpsons head into Itchy and Scratchy Land, where a bunch of robots malfunctioned and turned on humans with devastating results. It turns out all you needed to do to scramble their evil wiring was to use a camera flash. It seems we're living in constant threat of AI turning on us and becoming our leader. Fun times, huh? But so far we remain pretty dominant on our steel friends. But as a precaution, have your flashlight handy. I repeat, have your flashlight handy. Number 3, hover cars. Back in 2005, Professor Fink invented a machine that allowed Bart and Lisa to see into their future, as in 2013. Marge left Homer because he blew through their savings on an underwater house and spent what he had left over on a hover car. Although the ride is bumpy because it's a prototype, it does get them through the quantum tunnel. How close is that vision coming true? Well, in 2017, Renault created a futuristic-looking concept called the Float that could move in any direction without churning. The same technology is being used in Tesla's Hyperloop train design. We see this episode coming true soon. For number 4, another Simpsons episode that might come into reality is the colonization of Mars. Marge is not thrilled when Lisa volunteers for a future one-way trip to Mars, so she volunteers to go with her. In fact, hoping to dissuade Lisa, the whole family signs up. The idea behind Exploration Incorporated Expedition is to colonize the Red Planet before 2026, a date that moves up to like the end of the week. The takeoff fails, but Lisa and Marge makes it up to Mars in 2051, only for Lisa to announce she wants to move to Venus. Number 5. Should we be expecting hologram mail anytime soon too? Another look into the future had a deadbeat bard getting a hologram message hiring his band for a club gig. The booking signed off with a "smell you later," which replaced the customary goodbye. HD3 holograms, a 3-sided holographic display case, are already available for use in stores and installed in more than 500 Best Buy stores. Could hologram mail be close to the reality? Maybe, but one thing is for sure, it won't be so cheap.
Bigfoot. Legendary half-man, half-ape is no longer a legend. He's very, very real.
Is Bigfoot real too? While on a camping trip with the gang, Homer is mistaken for Bigfoot after falling into mud and is captured by scientists for observation. But it was Bart who encountered the real Sasquatch in 2002 while exiting a bus in Canada. Okay, so maybe we're stretching it a little bit by suggesting that Bigfoot could be real, but then again, maybe we're not. History has shown that the Simpsons are valuable in the modern human culture, not because the show predicted the future, but because people are behind the show were smart and could humorously bridge between people worldwide who have different worldviews. The Simpsons, though a dysfunctional family, understood and helped each other through hard times. Maybe it's time for us to reason and act more like the Simpsons. If the chaotic and dramatic year of 2020 doesn't imbibe this attitude in us, then nothing else would. And on that note, we draw the content on today's video. Share your thoughts in the comments section. Remember to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss on our next video. Until then, take care, and we'll see you guys next time.